Hello and welcome back to This Child Can. I'm Marie and today I'm talking to Wendy White, the creator of My Mood Stars. If you support children, you'll know that feelings don't always come out as words. Sometimes they show up as behaviour, silence, or I don't know. So today we're looking at a simple practical question. How can we help children recognise and express what they're feeling? Hi Wendy.
Hi.
So can you tell us about My Mood Stars?
Well, they came about when the early years framework came into play. And one of the areas of learning was social, emotional and personal development. So I decided to make some small stars out of felt, and I embroidered different expressions onto the felt, and I sent these 8 what I called mood stars to fellow childminders so that they could use them in story sacks or free play to encourage children to talk about their feelings. And it really took off.
And I bet the children loved them, didn't they?
Well, the children loved them because children love toys. And we all know, it's a cliche, children learn through play. So it's not a lesson, there's no lesson plan. It's very much picking up the star, listening to the children talking to the stars, because just as children talk to and confide in their favourite soft toy, this is what they were doing with the star. And this encouraged the children to reflect what they're feeling onto the stars in a safe and fun way.
And so how did it end up like this then, if it went from the small felt stars?
In 2016, my Ofsted inspector came to inspect me, and he said that there's a huge market for something like this with special educational needs, children with autism who struggle to recognise emotions, and something like this is just such a visual prompt for them would be just so helpful for them. And they,
it really is.
They really are the most well-made, durable stars.
I like this one.
Angry
What would you
star.
call this one? Angry star. How would you recommend that people use them with children in, say, an educational setting?
Well, in an educational setting, the teacher may just have them balanced on the knee and invite the children to choose a star that relates to how they're feeling at that particular time.
So would you use it with a group or with an individual?
A group of children, say like at circle time.
Okay.
It encourages children to put their hand out, or they want to have a go. They want to have a go. They want to hold them.
Well, that's they are beautiful. I'm not surprised.
That's what they're keen to do. So even children who are a little bit timid, they are also encouraged.
I can imagine that the children who don't speak English as a first language would really feel able to communicate with adults and their peers using the mood stars.
Yes, and one of the reasons for that, Marie, is because it's only the expression on the mood stars' faces. There's no distraction of gender, of race,
yes, absolutely,
of age. Makes it more easy for them to recognise what the emotion is without any other distraction.
Yes.
So the teacher might ask, now, why have you picked Angry Star? And sometimes the children know straight off an answer. They'll say, my little brother trod on my toy bus and it broke and I was angry. In some way, they'll be able to relate anger to that particular star and give you a scenario, just like with all of the stars.
That's really good. I love them. I think they're fantastic.
Another thing, as you put the star back onto its Velcro dot, the backs of the stars are Velcro receptive.
Oh, okay.
So with the pack of stars comes a Velcro receptive badge the children can wear, which is great for children who are non-verbal or, again, who have English as an additional language, because they can pick a star how they're feeling. Maybe they're feeling sleepy.
Okay.
And they will place the sleepy star onto the badge, and then that's a clue. That's a signal for the teacher. Say, wonder why Jack's feeling particularly sleepy today. And it might be because they've got a newborn baby brother or sister.
Of course.
And it's been crying at night time. And obviously they can use the language that they're used to in their own home or environment. I've named them, but children might want to name them something that's relevant to their particular language in the home. So sleepy star could be tired star or nap time star or whatever. Silly star could be crazy star.
And it doesn't matter, does it?
It doesn't matter.
As long as they can identify with it.
Cross can also be mad, angry, whatever. It really actually helps them to develop their communication further.
So what kind of words could an adult use with a child to help those emotions and feelings come out?
I think that they can show the child that they recognise certain traits about being upset. You know, you look a bit sad, or you seem a bit tense, and just so you're kind of like co-regulating, really. You're teaching the child without teaching them what the parent would do and what helps the parent. Trying to avoid, if they choose angry star, for example, you don't want to choose angry. You're not feeling angry.
Yes.
Why don't you choose happy star? Choose happy star. No, it doesn't work like that. They want to be able to tell you that they're feeling sad or they're feeling angry. Sometimes they just don't have the words.
But they can't verbalise it.
No, they can't verbalise it. So that in that way, the mood stars really help them to verbalise it.
Yes, I was going to say that. I mean, at This Child Can, I work with a lot of children who have special educational needs. Sometimes they have like selective mutism. And I think these mood stars would be really good just to get into the session and to help children just start to think about how they're feeling and put that across to me. Because if they're not speaking it, if they can show me, then at least I have that rapport with them and we can work on it if need be or not. If
and
not,
you can wear one as well, Marie.
Yes.
And you can say, well, I felt just like that the other day when such and such happened. And then I think that sharing and the playing and the interacting with the stars is very useful as well. Because children like to listen to an adult who has experienced the same feelings. A lot of children don't even realise that we have those big feelings, that we've got it all together and we're absolutely fine. So for children to realise that we also struggle with our emotions as well is quite reassuring for them, in fact.
So if somebody wanted to get started with My Mood Stars, what would you recommend?
Well, with the Mood Stars, there comes 4 different activity downloads, which are available on the website. So there's one for childminders, there's one for primary schools, and there's one for children with special educational needs. There are different activity sheets available that you can download from the My Mood Stars website.
Right.
And that's how I would recommend to start, because you get the most out of the Mood Stars so that they're most effective.
So some guidance.
So with some guidance and some fun activities that children and the adult can play together.
Okay. And I've seen on your website that you have like big cushion versions of them as well. How do you use those in a setting?
So the Mood Star cushion has a happy face on one side, and then you turn it over and there's a sad face on the opposite side. So when the practitioner is telling a story, it's quite interesting to see the children turn the stars over when there's a sad bit, turn them back over when there's a happy bit. Or, I mean, some of them don't want to interact. Some of them are just like that warm, because they're star-shaped cushions. They kind of like have a place for your arms to go around. And children just find them very reassuring, very comforting.
So can you remind us again, Wendy, where we can go to buy My Mood Stars?
Yes, the website is www.mymoodstars.co.uk.
Wendy, thank you so much today for joining me. I know you've come all the way out to France with your My Mood Stars board, and good luck. I hope they continue to sell really well.
Thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure meeting you, Marie. Thank you so much.
You're more than welcome. I hope you've enjoyed watching this, and if this video has been helpful, please like it and share it with someone else who might find it useful too. And let us know in the comments, do you have any great tips to help children learn to express their feelings a little bit better?